Hey there guys, John Campea here, and thanks for visiting this video and my Patreon page. Thanks to the encouragement and guidance from a lot of you guys who have been my viewers for a long time, I have started, thanks to your sage advice, a Patreon campaign. I guess to understand sort of why I'm doing a Patreon and even why I am an independent content creator at all when I've worked for a lot of big companies and corporations, why become an independent, content creator in the first place? For the last 8 years or so, I have worked for corporate overlords. And I think I've been pretty lucky as far as working for corporate overlords go, because I've worked for some pretty good corporate overlords. I worked with AMC Theaters for a number of years. I got their YouTube channel up and running, grew it to what it was. And then I worked for Complex Media because they own Collider. And a lot of you guys know me from Collider Video, and they were owned by Complex Media, who are also owned by Verizon. And I know working with the executives at Verizon and the interactions I've had with them have all been positive. So I've worked for some pretty good companies. But I guess at the end of the day, they're still corporate overlords, even if they're pretty good ones. And I guess as a creative person, somebody who likes to do creative content, it became very tiring for me over the years working for corporations. And it made me realize and look back fondly and remember the good days I had back when I used to run a website called The Movie Blog, when I just ran it by myself and I grew it, and then I had a few people working for me as well. But there was an honesty and a creative freedom and a level of standards you could have as an independent creator that you just can't have working for corporations. And as a creative person, I found I was getting more and more frustrated with a lot of decisions and things that were being done at the company I was working for as we got bigger and bigger, because I found that more and more decisions and creative directions weren't being mandated by certain things. They were instead being mandated by corporate directives. And we were making decisions and basing goals based on corporate mandates and corporate necessities. And I more and more was getting frustrated working in that kind of an environment. Doing some shows I never wanted to do because of corporate mandates, having to cancel shows that I never wanted to cancel because they weren't meeting corporate mandates. It was really frustrating. So then in June of 2017, a really close friend of mine died and passed away. And it really shook me. And it made me realize that, life is too short to not really be doing your mission. Because, back when I was doing the movie blog by myself, I had a very simple mission statement for the movie blog and the stuff I wanted to create. And it was simply this: as a fan of the fan community and how important I think the fan community is, my mission statement for myself was to contribute to the fan community by creating content that was informative, challenging, and hopefully entertaining. I wanted my stuff to be informative, not just fluff. I wanted it to be challenging. I didn't want people just to accept the popular opinion or just reject the unpopular opinion. I wanted to do videos and write articles that were going to challenge our perceived notions. And entertaining. I wanted to take the movie news of the day and give my commentary on it in such a way that people found enlightening and hopefully entertaining at the same time. So I made the very scary decision to leave my very comfortable corporate job and to come back out and relaunch my own YouTube channel and get back to my own mission statement of creating content for the fan community that is informative, that is challenging, and hopefully entertaining at the same time. And that's a big step, especially living in a really expensive place like Los Angeles, California. It's a little scary and it's daunting and all of those things. It's also an expensive endeavor because, I don't create 5 to 10 videos per month. I actually create 70 to 90, sometimes 100 videos per month of content that I want to do, which requires my full-time commitment and my full-time attention. And to do that, it's a kind of an expensive thing to do. Well, anyway, then a lot of you guys and a lot of the people who are my viewers started telling me online that I should try Patreon. Actually, they've been telling me this for a long time. And so finally I decided to look into it. And thanks to a lot of your encouragement, here we are, and I'm officially doing a Patreon. My goals for Patreon, which you can see in the sidebar of my Patreon page, are simple. Goal number 1 is to reach 400 supporters or 400 patrons. That represents just 0.5% of the number of people who subscribe to my YouTube channel, just 0.5%. But if we can get 400 supporters on any of the support levels, I think that will ensure that the John Campea YouTube channel will be able to continue to go on and continue to thrive. The second goal is to reach 1,000 supporters. If we can reach 1,000 supporters, which only represents like 1.25% of all the people who subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch those 70 to 90 videos I do per month, then at that point, we can even start looking at hiring other people to come in and help make the videos even better. Maybe hiring a creative editor or some graphics people or creative on-camera talent that can come in and help me, and then they can get paid for their efforts as well. But I also really want to make sure I emphasize this. If you're somebody who has no job, or you're broke, or you're just barely doing a bit over making ends meet, I don't want your money. I don't want you to support me that way. You do enough by watching the videos, commenting, clicking thumbs up, and being a part of the community. You are already supporting me. I don't need your money. But if other people who do have a couple extra bucks a month and appreciate the content that we create want to jump in, that would be awesome. I'm going to be honest with you. Doing this whole thing is, yeah, exciting, but it's also really nerve-wracking and makes me anxious and nervous and scared all at the same time. But I really want to thank all you guys who gave me the encouragement to do something like this. And here's looking forward to being able to create great content in the future moving forward. And it's not just me, it's you doing it with me. So thank you so much for your support.